this video is on reducing to lowest term opposite linear factors. So generally what we're trying to do here is cancel out like terms on the top and bottom. And when it says opposite linear factors, that means we're going to have to be pulling out a -1 to kind of make these look the same, right? So you can kind of see that these are going to be related. This is 1 minus 3x. This is 9x squared minus 1. You know, 3 is a factor of 9. And there's the ones are similar. It'd be helpful if the x's had the same negative term, but they don't. So this is 9x squared and this is negative 3x. So we're going to have to do something with that. And it really doesn't matter which one we choose, if we pulled out a -1 on the top or -1 on the bottom. I'd like to pull out the -1 on the bottom just because I like doing x first, because we usually have ax squared plus bx plus c. So I just kind of like having the x before the constant, but that's just my preference. You can actually do it the same way, but whatever you choose. So let's jump into this. So do you see any common factors? How can you factor the top? Well, you can think about that for a sec, but let's take a look at this. So here I copied the problem. So you should have the special factorization rules memorized, and one of those rules is a squared minus b squared. Okay, do you remember what this one equals? All right, actually I don't need the parentheses here. Take those out of parentheses. So a squared minus b squared. Well, I have this handy, oh, that's not what I wanted. I have this handy little chart here that is difference of squares. If you can see it, x squared minus y squared is x plus y. X squared minus y squared equals x plus y times x minus y. So why don't we do that? So let's just take a look. So if we have this x squared, so how do you get 9x squared? How can you write that as something squared? Well, that would be 3x squared, right? So that's our x minus, well, that's easy, 1 squared. So that's going to equal 3x plus 1 times 3x minus 1. So that's what this rule says, and that's a good rule you should have memorized. So we figured out that 9x squared can be written as 3x squared minus 1 squared, and then you can rewrite it like that. And hey, that's even looking more similar to the bottom here. So okay, let's rewrite this, and I'll just copy and paste so I don't have to rewrite that all again. So we have that, and then we have 1 minus 3x. 3x. There we go. Let's flip back to the problem real quick. So again, this is opposite linear factors. So you're going to know, you know from that you have to pull out a negative. So again, I'm going to pull out the negative on the bottom. So we can write it. I'll just copy and paste this whole thing. Let's pull out the negative from the bottom. So we can do negative 1 times 3x plus minus 1. Sorry, minus 1. So that's pulling out this -1, and you know, because it's -1, you can really pull it anywhere you want. So I'm going to pull it way in the front here. Just put in, that didn't work. Just put -1 times that, so same thing. And now we have the same factor here and the same factor here, and what can you do with like terms on the top and bottom? Well, they cancel out, right? So we can just cancel those out, and what do you get? You get equals -1 times 3x plus 1, and you can distribute that if you like. So you could get -3x minus 1, but if I'm not sure what the computer actually wants you to do, and we can take a look at that real quick. Correct answer. Okay, so the computer distributed the -1, but that, either way, if you leave the -1 there, it's still the right answer. So I want you to know that this is a correct answer as well. So look this over, try it on your own, replay the video, and please feel free to email me or call me or anything you'd like. I'm happy to do a virtual class with you sometime. If you still need help, just shoot me an email. I'm always here for you.